Existing inside of the world of the algorithmic determinism. AI-related technologies and the environment require the development of an educational framework that helps citizens to successfully deal with the consequences of the injustice inherent in the logic of annexation of human capital through big data. That is, to help them go beyond the search for whose capacities of resilience and adaptability to actually strengthen their autonomy and agency for common good. A new form of appropriation, a continuation of historical colonialism, has taken over the planet. The raw material is still to be found in nature, minerals, water, and organic materials necessary to build and maintain technology, etc., but also in the second nature of the virtual world, the environment of the computer interface, which is equally real, from which our slightest gesture is extracted. In both environments, adults and children are exploited as vulnerable subjects who are both extractors and resources. Sometimes the distinction between these two places, represented by the real-virtual dichotomy, can be found or requires technological apparatus to reveal it. But it is within the experience that masks and reveals the concrete world that the new metaphors into the common wisdom appear. As Joseph Weizenbaum put it, algorithmic governance as a world maker is capable of acquiring knowledge and power that connect the natural and the virtual dimensions. Its technological singularity builds the world in which only the synthetic and predetermined women of the future can thrive. Digital platforms, infrastructures of connectivity that depend on and operate through the abstract quantification methods of computing, influence our industries and are where our daily interactions now take place and are located. Contrary to Aristotle's idea of automata that could bring equality, what is visible today is that these infrastructures dominate the world and establish a new form of colonialism. There are undoubtedly countless examples of how algorithmicity and the development of abstract quantification methods of computing have helped us. From art to science, all aspects of our lives have been touched by cybernetic applications, many of them improved. Computers and intelligent machines play a role far beyond that of a simple high-speed calculator. Again, in Weizenbaum's words, as a tool that shape man's imaginative reconstruction of reality and therefore instruct man about his own identity. Thinking about a more ethical development of these technologies might therefore seem to require a deepening of our understanding of the contextual framework of their development and exploration of the metaphorical insights that they generate. To address the consequences of the logic of annexation of human capital through big data, it is not enough to simply acknowledge the need to build systems for specific purpose with specific scopes and objectives, because scientific research is impoverished with a limited scope. Technological development can't be fully ethical, fully sustainable with a limited scope. Immersion in a world reduced by the process of computation commodification, characterized by a triumphant disanthropalization, limits our symbolic field through technology as mystification. How can one exist as a full citizen in an environment that is, as Simon Penny puts it, focused on reasoning in the form of the manipulation of symbols? Is it possible to overcome the bias of the mathematized rationalist legacy when considering the deterministic approach of big data? Data is created from the past. The culture of datification leads to a world deterministically dictated by algorithms. Our technological society achieves the replacement of the natural world by an artificial one, in which we became a subject that transcends the world. At the core of the Third Industrial Revolution after the Second World War, and by extension today's artificial intelligence as part of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, we can see the history of the West, its impact on humans and non-humans. The advent of the cybernetic and, by extension, AI technical epistemic revolution has transformed the way we think and do science and has had impact on our everyday lives, being central to the constitution of the current anthropological models and paradigms. They are the metaphysics of our time. Not so long ago, in the 1960s, mathematics became popular among social scientists, encouraged by the Ford Foundation, and transformed sociology, anthropology, psychology, economics, psychiatry, and political science. Mathematical determination permeated a wide range of fields, adding the necessary scientific consistency and seeking a more rational understanding of reality. AI, derived from mathematical and logical philosophy, emerged in the context of cybernetics, and because of the intrinsic relationship between its institutional arrangements and the social context, has become today's most influential form of knowledge production. Paul Galison affirmed, where Darwin had assiduously tracked the similarities between human and animal in order to blur the boundary between them, Wiener's, the father of cybernetics, Wiener's efforts were devoted to effacing the distinction between human and machine. End of quote. Today, the machine more than human. As a political technology, AI perpetuates Cartesian dualism through digital computing, inheriting concepts that originated in colonial times. Today, we are witnessing the achievement of complementarity between cybernetics and AI, where a kind of holistic position combines the externalist position of cybernetics, concerned with agent environment feedback, with the internalist position of AI, as quoted earlier, focused on reasoning in the form of manipulation of symbols. What we have is an alliance between mechanist and cognitivist approaches. The mathematized rationalist legacy of Cartesian humanism is still strong among us and informs the conception that characterizes the computational cognitivist position. That's to say, the possibility of the brain as a thinking organ separate from the body. Aptly, the interface with the environment allied with the computational cognitivist position. In the so-called Western world, political authority maintains power by controlling the symbolic space, a space where perspectives are challenged by constant reconstruction involving lived inner-out experience. Through technology, today's digital culture. In order to maintain its power, it's important to design a hermeneutic that not only ensures the control of the symbolic field, but also, as a dominant culture, imposes a particular interest-based view as universal. Undoubtedly, cybernetics and today's artificial intelligence revolution are building a new class that explicitly exposes the intrinsic relation between power, knowledge, and symbolicity. Today we are experiencing the triomphe de la machine and l'obsession du communicable denounced by Henri Lefebvre as early as 1967. Lefebvre coined the term cybernanthrope, to describe the normalized and technicized being. The metaphysics of this paradigm suggests a mechanistic materialism and herald cyborg and post-human ideologies. The expectation that the normative potential of cybernetics and information theory will improve our human evaluation and judgment is the same as that given to artificial intelligence and the data-driven society of today. Every techno-epistemic revolution has personal, social, and economic implications. The origins of cybernetic thinking are to be found in, to quote David Mindel, technological traditions or engineering cultures of control systems in the United States between the world wars. End of quote. Cybernetics, AI, are in constant complementarity. It is through their complementarity that we can see the full picture of their influence in our society. Simon Penny wrote, I quote, AI emerged in the context of cybernetics and analog computing, and only slowly differentiated through the 1960s. End of quote. To face the climate crisis and the stakes of a multipolar world, an education based on the concrete and necessary relationship between human beings and the physical environment, as well as on the heterogeneity of human cultures and collective organization, seems essential. Technology is not neutral, and its achievements affect communities in a direct and concrete way, but also as an experience that encompasses the empirical and the abstract. More than an acknowledgement of bias, there is an urgent need to reconceptualize the actual logic of annexation. Only then will it be possible to truly consider ethical and sustainable development.